All right. Here we go. Put some of these dishes away, and we can get going. All right, let's check our background levels. Let's bump it up a notch. Say, how are we doing today? Everybody doing all right? Oh, let's see what's today. Wednesday. Yeah, today's gonna be a good day. Let's get some chores started. Wednesday. All right. Oh, there's no room in there. Oh, I'm running out of space to put jars. Phil, how's it going, man? How are you this morning? I'm running out of room to store my ball jars. You know what that means, right? Project time. Picking up some meat today, so bone broth is at the top of the list of things to do. Boss is out of town. Gonna be busy with phones today. All right, Phil. Work for that paycheck, man. Gotta get it. Gotta do what we have to do, right? Just hold down the fort. All right, let's turn that down in my ear. There we go. That needs to go upstairs. Oh man. Yeah, today was a rough one. Ended up going to bed late last night. Woke up late this morning. Got to the gym, and I absolutely just crashed. I think I was only in the building about 10 minutes, and I just had to leave. But you know what? I figured that's not so bad. I took one day off since I started going. And then, it wasn't there today. So I figured I'd probably just end up hurting myself. So I just took off early. Spent last couple hours with the wife, just hanging out, doing some administrative tasks around the house. And I figured, you know what? I didn't get the dishes yesterday, so I might as well just do them today. So here we are. Get these all put away. Let's see, is that clean enough? Yeah, that's clean enough. Let's go ahead and just put that away. Hey, Matthew, what's up, man? What do you guys think? Do you think I need to get you a better angle while I'm putting away dishes? What do you guys think? Let's do a poll real quick. I'm just putting stuff away right now, but I can get you guys a view of the kitchen if you want while I do this. Just let me know. All right. Let's not cut my finger off. Yes, view. All right, Phil. Stand by one moment. Good sir. Any ladies in the background? All right. Finished with that. All right. Let's get you guys off the mother station here. All right. Full view. All right. Ask and you shall receive. Let's see how it's going to work here. Stand by one. Nothing but the best. You know what? Let's go over here. Full view of the action. There we go. Got Kitty in frame. There we go. That should do. All right. I think that works. As full view as I can get. All right, let's just put those. Nope, those don't fit in there. what I do as soon as I change you guys, I step right out of frame. This horizontal view is, you know, snazzy and all, but it's just so limited when you're left to right. Those can go in there, that can go in there. Oh, let's see here. I don't know, what do you guys think? Different angle maybe? I'm not so sure if I like this. Then again, it kind of gives you guys the full scope of what needs to be done and what we're working with. Let's see here. How can I improve upon this? Top of the fridge, maybe? Cabinet? I don't know. I shall have to consider this. All right. In the meantime, I shall continue working, because that is what I can do. Tape. Random tape. That can go over there. Okay, let's bring our knives and stuff over here. Make some efficient use of our time. Take stuff 2 ways. Alright. But yeah, guys, what's going on? I see a lot of people jumping in and out. How's everybody's morning going? I'm sure several of you guys missed it, but you know, today was a complete failure of the gym. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Ended up getting there, and about 10 minutes in, I just had to turn around and come home. I felt like it was not worth hurting myself, so I just came home. Oh, let's see what this does. Let's see, is this better or worse? Oh, let's find out. A little delay. I think that might be worse. You know, as the saying goes, nothing but the best production for you all. Try as I might, I just need a little bit more practice. Give the sun another 10 minutes and it will be up high in the sky. There we go. Let's organize this as I go. All right. I really don't want to have to get into the lighting game already, but I fear, alas, that might be what we're facing. Let's see. Yeah, hurting yourself is never beneficial. Yeah. Okay, coffee's done. Bring on the customers. Yeah, I've had a whole lot of coffee this morning. Let's see. 2 double shots, a glass of leftover French press, and my 5-hour energy, and I'm dying today. It is not my day. Okay. Dishes are put away. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, let's get ourselves reestablished here. And framing. All right, that should be good. Hook us back up to power. All right. And let's get our water ready and we can get started. Go to compost. put away our mortar and pestle here. There we go. Let's see. You know, let's bring that over here. I've got a couple things to toss out this morning. See, would YouTube get mad if you had a pew on your apron? Ha ha ha. Matthew, no, they would not be upset. But if I touch it, the live stream gets nixed really fast. Maybe if I had like a, you know, something hanging over here or standing up here, it'd be fine for background. But no touchy. No, no touchy. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to toss this out. I stepped out of the kitchen for 5 minutes yesterday, and the cat was all in my gravy. I was so irritated. But that's what I get for not covering it immediately. Let's see, get that out. Alright, let's open up this juicer, clean it out. There we go. I'm gonna get this going here soon so we get some dishes done. Alright. But yeah, if you guys are just joining, just hanging out, I'm here just doing some dishes, you know, catching up on some chores. Because we all gotta do it, and it sucks, so we might as well have fun and do it together. Oh, there we go. Whoo, look at that. Big old wad up in there. Cleaning all this gunk out. That's what I get for double grinding my greens. It is all up in there. My last grinder, it was fine doing that. Or a juicer. This one does not like it so much. Got this little itty bitty hole for the fiber to come out, and it does not like working so hot. See, I've been taking aspirin for lower back pain, and I realized I've been on it for a month. Giving my system a rest for a week or two. Don't want problems taking so much. Yeah, Matthew, Phil, sorry. You gotta watch out with that. Taking any kind of supplement or medication for too long is no bueno, my friend. Let's turn it down. I think the water's hot now. Yeah, even the more natural stuff, if you're taking it every day, you got to look for something else. It is not good for your system. All right. Get that cleaned out. There we go. Because that is not a viable long-term solution to your situation, unfortunately. Come on. Yeah, this is supposed to be a really highly rated juicer, but it is a pain in the rear. I think I might not be keeping it as long as I thought. Alright, which is sucks. Alright, put some out. Let's see, Matthew, what'd you say here? So you can have view shorts with shooting, but you can't touch on the stream. Yeah, I know. That's just the way it is. I think, I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff out there about that. I can't imagine any of the stuff that goes on the nightly news happening live on YouTube. I think they want to avoid some of that stuff. I think that's mainly where it comes from. They just don't want like an oopsie happening with only like a 10-15 second delay. What is going on down here? Oh, I got a child putting Norwex in here for me. See, pain hasn't been so bad. Just watching what I left. Yeah, Phil, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, man. Let's see. A few more things here. Just toss those down in there. Let's get going on our plates. Yeah, I had sloppy joes last night, and I forgot. Hey, you. I forgot that the chili powder we have is an Indian chili powder, and it's got more spice to it than the white people stuff. And man, I am paying for not making that adjustment last night. Let's just put it that way. All right, there we go. And even then, I added some more red chili flakes to it, and I forget that those red chili flakes I made out of bird's eye chilies, and not the normal sweeter chilies that you guys are used to seeing. So yeah, double paying for it. Got to figure out what to make for breakfast though. Got some pork roast, so maybe I will use that somehow. I don't know, you guys got any ideas? Something fresh and hot for breakfast. Maybe it might just be bacon and eggs kind of day. Good morning, Missy. How are you? I love you too, child. You sleep okay? You just woke up? Okay. Well, mommy's up. Did you say hi to her yet? I want you to go say hi to her. Huh? I know you want to be with me, but I'm busy right now. I'm doing dishes. Ooh, what was that? Okay, there we go. So, exciting news. I just got a notification that my MacBook shipped. It should be here next week, midweek. So I am extremely excited about that. I've been watching the tracking information extremely closely, probably closer than is healthy. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. Watching it every step of the way, coming all the way from mainland China. Yahoo! Mountain Dew. Man, Phil, I haven't had Mountain Dew in ages. It used to be my jam. But all that sugar isn't good for me. It goes right to my gut. Maybe some of that caffeine is working for me here. Seems like the more I get into this, the more energy I get. Maybe I just needed to start here with doing dishes at, 4 o'clock in the morning instead of going to the gym this morning. Would have been done already. All right, bowls.
I can't get them all.
Okay. We got the green onions from Whole Foods the other day. We need to get some of those planted here soon. Lots of projects. Seems like I get the stuff to start more projects than I actually start. Oh, I gotta work on that as a failing of mine. Huh? I won't forget about your gum. Okay. You've never had bubble gum. Why don't you get your room taken care of? Make your bed, change your clothes, all that stuff. Not that I know of. No, not that I can remember. But that, that doesn't say much, does it? They're missing. Okay. Oh, let's get this cleaned. I'm gonna need this here soon. See, I was drinking Diet Dew towards the end, And the doctor said with your stomach surgery, you'll never be able to drink anything carbonated again. So I clicked that day. Yeah, the carbonated stuff's really not that good for you. It's a marketing term to make people think that what they're drinking is better for them. Alright, let's get in there. But yeah, from what I've looked into, it seems like all the diet stuff is worse than just the regular stuff, and the regular stuff's pretty darn bad. Alright. Let's see how this is looking. Now it's a brush that came with the juicer to clean out this juicing cord. It doesn't always seem to work that well. Probably would help if I did it right after I finished juicing. Let's go ahead and scrape some of this stuff off here. Yeah, that was me. Oh, I don't know about that. That might have just been the wind. Because all the doors were locked when I woke up and when I went to bed. Oh, hey, Dan. Good morning. What's going on? Phil, what's that scrubber thing? Oh, I see. Yep. It's for scrubbing this core out. I wish it worked better. But then again, it could just be me not doing it right after I do the juicing. That's the problem. What? Because we don't want people to see what you look like, because we don't think that you guys having your faces all over the internet is a good thing. Well, I mean, problems happen. I mean, there's weird people out there, but we just think it's just better to avoid the whole situation. Okay, there we go. This thing is finally 99% clean. That's good enough. All right, Missy, off you go, okay? Leave me to do my dishes. Okay? Thank you. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's see. I watched Evan's last stream last night, and this morning I saw this pop up and thought, what did you cook last night? Dan, that last stream, a few days ago. I haven't been cooking in the house as much as I ought, so there are fewer dishes than there normally would be this time of the week. So I need to get back into, cooking properly and not relying on takeout quite so much. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. And so we will have a few more of these, it seems like. See, how did the oregano olive oil turn out? Well, Dan, it turned out pretty well, actually. It's not super potent, and I think that's because my oregano was kind of old. But, we started taking it, and then all of our symptoms started disappearing. So I figure it had enough, beneficial constituents to do its job. And we're taking probably more than would be needed, typically. So I think that kind of makes up for some of it there. Let's get this put back together. I'm going to be using this soon. Oh, I'm missing a piece. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to having some fresh oregano here as soon as I can get the planter boxes started and pick some up from the nursery. And then I'm probably gonna get more than I need of the oregano specifically, because we go through a lot of oregano. Then I'll immediately harvest about half of what's on the plant the roots, and then start another batch with the avocado oil that we got, and that'll be for more of a long-term thing, and we'll just kind of hang on to that. Let's see, let's get that scraper in there. But yeah, so far I think it turned out okay. No complaints, but I feel like it could be better. This Levo C, there's a little bit of a learning curve to it, but I think I like it. Recommended by John and Amanda. Well, Amanda over at SOE, and for what it is, I like it. I think maybe in a couple of years we might look for something that's even more robust if there's anything on the market. This one leaves a little bit to be desired, but for what it is, it works decently well. See how much is typically needed, 1 or 2 tablespoons a day. I think if you're in the middle of something, you probably go for about 2 tablespoons a few times a day, or if you're trying to prevent something. But I mean, I'm taking nearly an ounce, so 3 tablespoons once a day right now. I mean, my oldest is still recovering. I mean, it's 8 o'clock and he's still asleep, so that's a good thing. There we go. Yeah, so he's on the mend. I mean, the kids, they're probably at a teaspoon or so once a day, twice if I can remember, and get them to take it. But that seems to be having the effects that are needed. I don't know if you're supposed to get a whole lot of aromaticness to the finished oil, but I'm not getting hardly any, so I'm not entirely sure. But time will tell. But overall, it seems to be having the desired effect, so I can't complain too much. The next thing I'm going to run is actually stinging nettle. We've got probably a gallon worth of tincture aging right now / ready, so that's already 6 months to a year's worth. But I just want to try it with the avocado oil, so I'll just use the same stuff I've been using. Let's get in there and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, even with just an ounce in the morning, I'm burping it up for hours, and it's not unpleasant. It's just mildly oregano-y of a burp, but I like it. Seems to be working all right. Let's see. But yeah, we'll see what else we get into. All right, see if I can remember how this goes together. Let's see. No, we're not aligned here on something. Oh, that's looking good. This darn thing. There we go. Okay, we're clicked in. Let's get this back over here. Alright, that's back on the juicer. Let's get the rest of this stuff cleaned off for it. That will be running here, much to my kids' chagrin. See, your next batch with fresh oregano will give you good comparison. Exactly. I'm going to try to just build up a supply of everything that we need normally. Thyme, rosemary, the oregano, the nettle, anything that I've built up a supply of tinctures for. I want to see how this stuff compares. Probably just stick with the stuff that we use the most. Get some dandelion flower and root going, and some red clover when it blooms. We'll go out and pick that and do a batch of that. That stuff's great for the ladies in the house. Let's see. this. Let's see, cheap fish oil capsules gave me the nasty burps. Pricier version helped that. Yeah, I mean, in general, it's gonna be quite unpleasant. I found that with fish oil specifically, I like it with food, and so that helps with a lot of the unpleasantness I've found. But yeah, it's good. Stinging though sounds interesting. Had a bad experience with it when I was a Boy Scout 40 years ago. Yeah, we use it a lot for allergies, and it just works wonderfully. We buy it, you know, cut and sifted and all that stuff, and I make tinctures out of that stuff. A little bit of that stuff is better than, you know, about any allergy medication out there with minimal side effects. I mean, if you take a lot, and I mean a lot, you might get kind of drowsy, but short of that, it's great stuff. Let's get that going. Let's clean our cleaner here. But yeah, in general, I'm liking this foray into some of the natural treatments, remedies, not cures, obviously. But it's nice to be able to just do something myself with what I have on hand. You know, it's kind of more the devil, you know, I guess you could say. You know, this I understand better. And, you know, the pharmaceutical stuff out there, I definitely agree that it has its place. But kind of look at it as a last-ditch option. You know, worst case scenario, something's really wrong. You know, like life or death type situation. So yeah, we have some of that stuff around too, but over the years we've just used it less and less and less. But believe you me, when we need it, I'm glad it's here. I mean, I used to take the 800 milligram Motrins 2 to 3 a time every day. But now, I mean, I might touch one of those every 4 or 5 months. So, you know, just improving the lifestyle as a whole. Alright, there we go. Let's catch up here. My experiences with the raw plant brushing against it when I was wearing shorts. Yeah, Dan, you gotta watch out for that. Stinging nettle has its reputation there for a reason, my friend. Let's see, Phil, 85 degrees today and loving it. Or 58 degrees, my bad. You know, my mind and numbers sometimes mixes them up. Yeah, it was shockingly warm last night. We didn't even have to turn on the heater this morning to warm up the house because it was just so warm from overnight. And I don't think our heat didn't turn on at all last night. We had it set to 55, and our room only got down to 65. It was crazy. See, Dan, 100% understand what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Oh, let's see here. But yeah, in the meantime, I've got a ton of projects that need doing here in the kitchen. You know, I've got to make kimchi, make bread, all that stuff. So, I mean, look out for some more videos going on there. Oh, I've just got to get off my lazy bum and get them done and not go out and do things out in the world quite so often. See, my wife's chiropractor told her your body does not have an ibuprofen deficiency and has started on her natural alternatives. Yeah, that is a good point. That's a good way to put it. I like that chiropractor. You know, they might be kooks, but I like that one. Let's see, dump that out there. Leftover from kids' Saturday school lunch. Apparently they wanted to play more than they wanted to eat. So down the drain it goes, unfortunately. But yeah, do you guys have any recommendations on homeschool curriculum? We're kind of shopping around for one right now. I've heard a few mentioned out there. I can't remember what their names are right now. Um, but yeah, looking for something for the kids, something challenging, but go at their own pace type of system. See, good and bad. Good for kids to prioritize playtime. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he's under the weather still, and so he shouldn't have been playing, but he was playing, and he paid for it. Let me tell you right now. He's, I mean, still sleeping. He's probably been in bed, a good 12 hours sleeping the last few days, and that's very unusual for him. He normally doesn't sleep near that much, but he's improving, and I like to think some of this oregano oil that I made is helping with that process. But I mean, who knows? Time will tell. Just got to be consistent about it. The way I found best to give it to them is actually with some food. It actually helps them get it down a little bit easier. This olive oil specifically is rather potent. It tastes pretty fresh. We got it from the local Haji Mart, and let's see, they said it was from the Holy Land, quote unquote. They get it in 5-gallon tins, and then they repackage it, with whatever containers lying around. So I'm sure the USDA wouldn't be happy about it, but you know what? We love it. It is good stuff. It's one of those special backroom deal kind of things. I don't know. That's just what I assume. But it's definitely got a bite to it. Been looking for great olive oil for a while, and this stuff seems to just fill that ticket perfectly. See, rest, play. Boy, do I miss those days. I know, right, Dan? When all you had to worry about was whatever was going on in the moment. You didn't have to think about anything, plan anything. Nobody's saying no. You have to go to work instead of just playing your little heart out. Oh, those were the good old days. My kids always have questions about getting older. I tell them not to worry about it because as soon as they do, they're just going to wish they were kids again. It seems like until you hit, 30, you just want to be older and get to go do things. Especially when you're a kid. You just want to be older and, go do things, have some of the pleasures of adulthood. Oh, this is wearing out. But as soon as you get there, you're like, man, I just want to be a kid again. I'm out of soap here. Oh, let's see. Let's refill. Oh, of course that fell. Alright, let's get this full. And then I'm going to be taking a quick pee break. That looks good. All right. See, I like a tablespoon of olive oil on a slice of bread. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out with the kids. I just have to get some bread made. All right, let's dry my hands off real quick. All right, guys, I will be right back. get back to it here. Oh man, I'm feeling that caffeine kicking in. That and the wife and I took some energy supplements, and those vitamins. Oh man, they're kicking in strong. Woo. I think I am done with the compost bin for now. Let's put it back over here. All right. There we go. I'm back. Got lunch in the crock pot. Let's see here. Bean and ham soup. Gonna be yummy. Man, Phil, that sounds nice. If it was just me feeding myself, I do stuff like that all the time. But my wife and kids don't quite appreciate that so much. So maybe I'll just have to try tricking them into some when we get a fresh ham or something like that. But man, that sounds great. Let's see, Phil, your bean and ham soup sounds good. Yeah, that does sound good. Let's see, where can I put that? All right, there we go. Alright. These are dry enough and can move, so I can have some room here. Put these over here by the juicer. No. How do we go here? There we go. That's how it stacks. Get this brush out of the way. Just go up there. Alright. Handle these real quick here. Slow cooking is always better. It's always the trick to better tasting stuff. Yeah, slow cooking and pressure cooking. Oh man, it is just gold. And if you got some meat that you got to marinate real quick and in a hurry, there's nothing better than a vacuum sealer. I just throw it in a jar with all my ingredients, you know, kind of mix it up a little bit in there, and put it on that marinade setting. And oh boy, let me tell you what. There's my push stick. You know, I spent 10 minutes looking for this yesterday when I was juicing. And it was just here in a bowl full of stuff, pushing it down so I didn't see it. Just tells me I have to be better about getting my dishes done. Alright. But yeah, anybody plug into any goings on, any current events happening that we need to be aware of on this fine Wednesday, hump day? Don't think I've quite seen the news yet this morning. Although, you know, I have to admit, lately I've been avoiding news, and I find that it's nice. I kind of just don't care. I don't know, that might be a trend. Might keep that up a bit. Let's see. Let's see there. Then again, you know, part of me just likes knowing what's going on. So I don't know how long I'll be able to stay away from it. It might just be a brief hiatus type situation. See, any ideas for an Instapot? We got one for Christmas, but haven't used it yet. Well, Dan, let me tell you what. Anything that you cook in a normal pot, you can cook in an Instapot. Our pressure cooker is a stovetop model, but I mean, it really works just the same. We had a Asian or Korean brand rice cooker for years that we used all the time. You know, we got a second hand and used the snot out of it. And the family before us used the snot out of it. Made great rice, but you know, all the instructions were in Korean, so I couldn't quite figure out how to do anything else with it. I like the idea of an Instapot. Just, you know, set it and forget it, but I never got one. So yeah, so like I said, the model we have is a stovetop model, and it works about the same. Any sort of like pot roast or meat dishes or anything like that that you would normally cook in a pot, chicken soup, anything like that. It's just awesome. You could get that Phil's ham and bean soup done in less than half the time than you would on stovetop. I mean, the whole point of the crock pot is it's low and slow, and you just throw it in and it's good. But those Instapots, you'd probably be done in an hour with the beans fully cooked, maybe a little overcooked at that point. I've got a few videos that need editing using the pressure cooker. So be on the lookout for those here, you know, a week or two. Kind of holding off on my editing until the new laptop gets here. So it's in the works. While we were, you know, infirm, probably made Korean like white chicken soup 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and you know that gets it done start to finish in an hour, 45 minutes maybe, where it'd normally be like an hour and a half process. But the meat is so tender and flavorful. You just can't beat it with a stick, you know. That's mostly what I use it for, honestly, is meat dishes. Like I'll braise beef in there, chicken, whatever braising you need to do. That is the tool to use. Oh, I got another bowl here. Let's get this out of the way. What spice blends turns white chicken soup Korean? So you use some woody, some specific kinds of wood. We buy the packets from the Korean store. You know, I've actually got one right here. Let me pull it out. They use, you know, Roman translations of the stuff quite a bit, but there's, you know, there it is. We add ginger and garlic and dried dates, Asian dates to it. And then there's ginseng in here. Let's see, they have the Korean names here, Romanized. But yeah, so there's the ingredients. Hey, Cooper, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Chase, your Instapot is overpowered. Yeah, gotcha. You know, all the instructions are here in Korean. But you basically get the idea. So this is for a 2 to 3 pound bird, and our birds are normally 4 to 5 pounds. So we use 2 of these. It's phenomenal. You throw this in there, turn it on. I use the pressure cooker. I set it for the meat setting, like 20 minutes, and it's normally perfect. And then you don't add any sort of salt or anything like that. That's all done afterwards. And the aroma is just so incredible. All right, let's get this started here. See if I can get any more of this silverware picked up. But yeah. Yeah, and then you just add, you know, salt and pepper to taste on the table. Or anything else that you like. Thanks for keeping us company with the lives. No problem, Cooper. No problem, man. Have to drop, unfortunately. Well, you know, go out and conquer, my friend. Go out and conquer. Seize the day, or whatever that saying is. I just should have done this yesterday, and so I'm here today. Let's see. Let's get this flowing. Let that go. But yeah, so that is Korean white chicken soup, or white Korean soup. It's called takbeksu. Takbeksu? I don't remember. Carpe diem, exactly. Seize the day. But yeah, it's absolutely just wonderful. It's like the Korean chicken noodle soup without the noodles. I mean, you can always put noodles in there. I've done that, but it's absolutely delicious. A little bit of green onion in there, you know, on serving, and forget about it. You won't want regular chicken noodles again. I can tell you that right now. Alright, let's get this on there. Yeah, another thing I have to do is more cast iron videos. People seem to really respond to that well. It's just, how much can you do with just cast iron? You know, how many times can you do the same thing over and over again? You know, I tend to, what's it called? Recycle recipes quite a bit. I'm not sure how many times I can video the same thing and you guys not get bored of it. Hey, George. Good morning, everyone. I got done with the gym, ready for some avocado toast. Look at you getting all fancy with it. Avocado toast. Absolutely delicious. I love it. It's been a while since I've had some good avocados. Let's see, that looks like a pit there. Don't want that going down the garbage disposal. Go ahead and empty this. Bring this back over. See, grab some of these chunks out. My kids have a reputation for just dumping random stuff into the sink. You don't know how many times I've had to dig an olive pit out of the garbage disposal. And, you know, we got this compost thing right here. You figured they'd just throw it in there, but nope. No can do. No can do. But I mean, such are kids, and that's why I had that little wire screen down there. Let's see, a couple of Asian college kids, one Chinese, one Korean, both recommended an Asian grocery to me. It's run by two little old ladies. Spoke no English to me. Did help me find the gochujang. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do, man. My wife keeps trying to get me to make gochujang. I just haven't done it yet. But that's something we want to do. The stuff that gets made commercially tends to have more sugar and corn syrup in it than I would like. We have found a brand or two that's a tad bit cleaner, but you know, she wants it more spicy and, you know, less sweet, which I can't blame her. It's got to have some level of sweetness in there, but I think some honey would do nicely to replace a lot of the sugar that's in there. I mean, it's not a lot, but you know, it's enough. Garbage disposals are Palmer's best friends. Yeah. This one's actually pretty new. I replaced it when I did this, before I did the sink. Costco special, once again. Absolutely love it. I try not to put stuff down there if I can help it. Like I'm doing right now. I've got a strainer basket down in there. And I try to catch as much as I can that way. And get it out to the compost pile. Or, you know, to the chickens when we have chickens. But, you know, sometimes it's just got to go down. There we go. Misty, you need to go change your clothes. Okay? We're almost on to silverware. Alright, there we go. Silverware, and then pots and pans and cast irons and a few cups. We'll have to see how fast we can get this done. Sure, my laundry I got running is about to be done, but you know, it'll be fine. There we go. But yeah, Dan, so what you got going on today, man? You getting ready to head to work, or what's the deal with your day today? I ended up sleeping in. I got to the gym you know, an hour, hour and a half later than I normally like to. And as soon as I got there, I got started, and it was just like I just crashed. I was just done. So I ended up calling it early, and I figured it was a victory just making it there when I didn't feel so great to begin with. And I figure, you know what? We'll just see if we can get some stuff done at home today and not get injured at the gym trying to force it when it wasn't to be forced. There we go. But yeah, so what you got going on today, man? On this fine Wednesday morning. Speaking of Wednesday morning, I woke when the sun was coming up. There we go. That's what I'm trying to think about. You know, multiple lines of thought, brainwaves going all at the same time. I woke up. I mean, there I go again. I went out to take the dogs out. You know, after the coyotes, started sounding off, woke up all the dogs, and the entire sky here was a brilliant red. So I don't know if that means we got a storm coming or if it was just a pretty morning. So yeah, we'll see what the day brings. We got some meat to pick up today. We got a quarter steer and a quarter hog. So it'll be nice to have some meat in the freezer again. We've been pretty low. Although I've got plenty of beef tongue out there I need to do something with. Yeah, red sky in the morning, Phil, exactly. See, do I throw animal products into the compost pile? I was told to avoid it. John Willis seems to chuck it in there. Yeah, I throw it in there. I have composted like goat offal and everything. Pretty much if we don't eat it, and it's some sort of biological waste, you just throw it in the compost. See, the big thing is if you have a cold compost pile, it'll just sit there and rot forever. But you just cycle it into your next compost pile until it goes away. A lot of people like to avoid that stuff because it can attract critters, but I don't mind that. Now, if you have a real compost pile going, a hot compost pile, it'll break down anything. I mean, absolutely anything. So you put whatever you want in there that's biological, and it'll break it down. Sticks, twigs, whole raccoons, or what's it called? Groundhogs that are messing with your garden. You just put it right there at the bottom third of your hot compost pile. I'm talking a real compost pile, not just a pile of rot that you call a compost pile. You got steam coming off of it and everything, and you're wondering if it's going to start burning because it's actually producing so much heat. There you have no problem with animal products. Back in the beginning of 2020, there were pork operations that had so much extra product and they couldn't take it to market. So they ended up euthanizing a lot of those animals. And you know what they did with them? They found a compost processor and they just composted them all. It will compost wonderfully. You just have to have a hot compost pile. And if you don't, just expect that you're going to have some raccoons and opossums in there digging into it. Let's see. 7:39 here in Cincinnati. Taking a coffee break between meetings. Yeah, I got you. Gotta have a little bit of break to break up the monotony. But yeah, given my stint in the landscaping field, it's all natural landscaping and little small scale, agriculture. That was our shtick. Composting is a topic near and dear to my heart, and I've done a lot more research on that than, other things that probably would have been more beneficial. But the composting is an absolute powerhouse. You can rejuvenate, toxic wastelands and everything with, the right protocols and whatnot. And if you were into the perfectly manicured green lawn, boy, let me tell you, compost is your best friend. You want to have the best lawn you ever had? Get about a ½ inch of high-grade compost on there in early spring, and mid-fall, and you're gonna have to mow 2-3 times a week because it is so lush and green. I've got some before and after photos I could send you guys, and also some comparison photos between a client of ours, former client of ours now I should say, and their neighbor, and you would be astonished. You would think I was out there with Miracle Grow. The way that stuff grew, it was absolutely amazing. But you want a thick, lush green lawn the all natural way. Compost is your best friend. That's absolutely amazing. See, I understand you can preheat water for showers by running the pipes through a compost pile. It's not even preheat. You can heat your water for your entire house if your compost pile is big enough. I mean, you're talking, 140, 150, 160 degrees in the center of that pile. I know there's a few farms out there, in the hippie space, where they have like an earth ship, like that kind of hippies, and they will in the fall make a massive compost pile out of just leftover hay or straw or whatever. You can just get the commercial bales, the big round bales, and stack them up, and you run your coil in the bottom third of that of your tubing, like a poly pipe or something like that, and you stack that thing up. It will heat your water almost the entire winter. It is awesome. You're gonna have to cycle the water through there just to cool it down a little bit, but you want an all winter long, hot spring. That's exactly what you do. You pump your what's it called, your water from your hot tub into that. It'll be hot 24/7 for 3-4 months, and just at the end of it, you carefully scoop off the top stuff, and you can just add more on there, and then all that nasty toxic hay and straw you get from the commercial growers, and you can put a lot of that right back into a garden or onto a lawn or into a pasture or something like that. I'm not going to say it completely breaks down everything that they put on there, but it can break down a lot of it. I mean, the power of composting is truly incredible. Did you know that at oil spills, what they do with the contaminated soil, they actually mound it up into compost piles. They add a enzyme to it, or a strain that they've developed that will break down all the hydrocarbons from the crude oil, and they will literally just compost the soil and then just spread it right back out. I mean, composting is the most powerful thing that you've never studied. It's absolutely amazing. That's why people scoff at like the back to Eden method of gardening. They're like, oh, what about all the inks and the newspapers and like the bits of glue and stuff? They don't even know. Composting will break down the vast majority of that, just down to base particles. And yeah, it is not even a concern. Now, you don't want to dump a bottle of Roundup in there or anything, but short of that, should be just fine, a-okay. But yeah, I studied quite a bit into composting and soil regeneration and all that stuff. I think it was Chicago, or is it Detroit? Might have been Detroit. Contaminated from all the industry there for years and years and years. And if you want to build a garden there, you're supposed to excavate out 2.5 feet deep of where you want to grow your food, because the soil is supposed to is pretty toxic. And then you replace that with virgin soil, and you line it first, obviously, to protect from any contamination. And then you grow in that virgin soil. You don't grow outside of it. But what some people have been able to do is, through very specific crop rotations, they will actually extract those toxins from the soil. And you won't be able to eat out of there safely for several years, but you can regenerate the soil and bring in all the natural microbes through sheet composting. Basically the same thing as sheet mulching, but way deeper. And you're talking 2-3 feet of compostable, products, 4 feet even. And it will pull a lot of those toxins out of the soil and break them down. And you intermix that with certain plant varieties in there, and it'll extract heavy metals and toxins of all different types. You rotate through. Now, you don't eat those plants. You have to cut them off at the base and dispose of them as toxic waste for a couple of years. And you just handle it like you would anything else like that. But, after a few years, it is possible to regenerate the soil, bring the soil microbes back in, and then it starts healing itself. It's quite the fascinating process. I'll have to cover it sometime. But yes, there is a way for soil to heal itself. It wants to heal itself. We just kind of got to help it along after we've poisoned it quite so severely. But yeah, like I said, composting is and soil regeneration is a topic that I can speak about at length. Let me tell you, I'm sure I've bored more customers than I've interest just on that topic alone. But yeah, you want to talk about healing the land and regenerating soils. It's a process, but man, the net effect afterwards is just incredible. Kind of like a back burner passion project I've always been interested in is bringing back the community gardens and the household gardens in a way to where we can offload a lot of the reliance on our regular food sources and bring it back to more of a diversified structure where families have some of their own food available, communities have gardens of their own, especially in inner cities, get school projects going. I mean, or school gardens going where kids can actually learn about this stuff and actually take part in it, have some ownership over it, and then just set them loose to go and do that in their own communities and towns and whatnot. I mean, just imagine what the next generation would be like if they were taught that they can eat for free with a little bit of sweat equity, and they can allow their bodies to heal themselves instead of just having to rely on a system that has its drawbacks. Let's see. Still nice. Never knew about that, about oil spills. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Quite interesting stuff. Dan, great info about composting. Glad I asked. Yeah, and if you want to get a proper compost pile going, you're looking at a minimum of 3 cubic yards of material. So you've got, so imagine a pile about 4 or 5 foot, 5 and 6 feet in diameter, about 4 feet tall. That's about 3 cubic yards, 3.5 cubic yards of material. That is your bare minimum if you're trying to get a hot compost going. And you layer your carbon and nitrogen materials, your greens and your browns in there. You want about, what was it? I can't remember the ratio off the top of my head. But yeah, you just mix that in there in layers. It doesn't even have to be super specific. The pile as a compost will tell you what it needs more of. And then about the 14-day mark, you flip your pile. And at the 21-day mark, it's completely done. Yeah, and it'll give you that super black, loamy soil that you normally buy from the big box stores. But the big difference between that and this is it is fresh and teeming with microbes. You want to give it a bigger boost, you layer in some lumped charcoal in there, not the briquettes, the lumped charcoal. You put that in there, and that stuff will actually soak up a lot of the microbes and transfer those into the soils of your garden. So, I mean, if your soil's a little sterile, I mean, that's one way to boost it to where you can actually re-inoculate your soil with beneficial microbes from your compost. I mean, composting alone will have its benefits, but if you get that lump charcoal in there, it turns into what's called biochar. And not sure if you guys have heard or not, but the Amazon rainforest is not a wild grown rainforest. Generations past actually worked that land, and it was one of the first food forests that are out there and have been discovered, and it's turned into the Amazon rainforest. And what they discovered when they were digging down and taking sample soils and analyzing it is that it actually has a foundation of biochar. So the biochar will actually, like I said, it'll re-inoculate your soil, but it'll stick around for years and years and years and continue to keep or have like a refuge, like a sponge for all those beneficial bacteria. And you just layer that on layer by layer by layer, and you can regenerate even the worst sterile, rocky clay soils into something that's, bountiful. Now, getting biochar on its own is an expensive proposition, and making it yourself can kind of be a pain, but that's why I use the shortcut of lump charcoal, or you can filter out your wood ash from your stove and dunk it, have a tank that you can dunk it into, so it doesn't burn up all of your little bits of charcoal that are left over. And you filter out the ash, other uses for that, and you take that charcoal or the leftover coals, and you can just throw it right into your compost pile, and it'll inoculate it for you. Now, processed biochar is more potent, hands down, every time, but this will get you half of the way there, and it's much, much less effort. It's more hands-off. So you just keep at it consistently. You do 1 or 2 of those piles a year, which when we had all of our animals here, rabbits, ducks, chickens, geese, all that stuff, I was able to get 2 hot compost piles a year, and that was enough compost for our massive garden and all the fruit trees and everything that we had, and it kept us going. It was quite the astonishing experiment. But yeah, you do that year after year after year, and the the biochar that you get through that process keeps building and building and building the soil biology, and it'll have a exponential impact, year after year after year. And the more you do it, it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing what it can do. All right, let's throw these cutting boards in here while I'm filling that up. And I know you guys didn't show up for this soil biology class for any by any means. Let's see, we have a cold rot pile going, 3 by 3 by 2, 3 foot tall, but in a cedar box. So turning is difficult. Yeah, Dan, I just do it right on the ground, man. Gotta run. Thanks for the chat. No problem, Dan. I appreciate you coming by. I mean, it's been a while since I've had anybody to talk to about this stuff. So, but yeah, it's nice to bring it back, keep it fresh. I'll continue ranting for a while on this subject, so feel free to check in later. But yeah, so let's see, where was I? Let's see, 2 compost piles a year. Man, I forgot where I was going. But oh yeah, see, we have a cold rot pile going. Right. Yeah, I just do it all on the ground. And if you get a hot compost pile going, you don't have to worry about any any critters getting in there and messing with it, because it's just too hot temperature wise, and they just won't mess with it. And on top of that, it gives the that connection with the earth, and will allow your soil microbes that are already there in the soil to inoculate your compost pile, so to speak. And so your compost, it'll do okay in a bin, if it doesn't have that ground contact. But when you do have that ground contact, what you find is, again, an exponential increase in the effectiveness of that compost, the performance of your compost pile, and just that net effect in the end. It's just incredible. And when you do it that way, it also starts to improve the soil around your compost pile. Because every time it rains, you've got a lot of those nutrients leaching back into the soil, and it will spread. The absolute best gardens that we ever had were when we had our compost pile in our garden. And it made it very easy to keep it topped off with fresh material, but also at the same time, it was generating compost heat every single time it rained, and it just leached into the soil around it. I mean, the grass around that part of our garden, I would have to cut it multiple times a week just to keep it under, a foot tall. And, it's been several years since we've had a compost pile there or a garden there, because that was our neighbor's land. But even now, 3 years later or so, that is the best grass on that entire patch of terrible, rocky, clay-filled soil. I mean, you look at the rest of the grass in that little half-acre plot that we were using, and it's absolutely horrible. It's super sparse, very dull all year long. Nothing really grows there. But you look at where we had our compost pile for a couple of seasons, and where the compost heat leached out into our garden area, and it's still to this day, 3 years or so later, where it's just absolutely just awesome right there. But yeah, all of our herbs and greens that we had growing downhill of that were always just incredible. Absolutely incredible. See, Matthew, what can go into a compost pile? If it grew or was alive, it can go into a compost pile. Hands down. I've never found anything that I couldn't put in there. I've put bones in there. I've put snapping turtle in there. I put, raw fat in there from our goats that were butchered. I put all the offal in there, so all the guts and everything. It all goes in there. And, nature will break it down. You just got to give it time. So, I've yet to find anything that can't go in there. Kind of like John Willis says. Oh, no, it wasn't John Willis. It was, what's his name? The guy that started the Back to Eden stuff. Can't remember his name right now. But, he pretty much goes against conventional wisdom in his garden on everything he can, just to prove it wrong. He grows things next to each other that should never be grown next to each other, quote unquote. He breaks every single rule of gardening, and his garden is hands down the best that I've ever heard of. So, throw it into a compost pile, and if it doesn't break down, well, in a few weeks when your compost pile is done, throw it in the trash. No harm, no foul. But yeah, all sorts of stuff. I mean, we didn't even run a compost pile last year. What I did is I sheet mulched all of our compost, 2 years ago. All the stuff that I would normally put in the compost, I sheet mulched it in directly under our garden. And then I just put in little dirt mounds, Paul Gauchi. Yeah, great guy, very inspiring. I've just put in dirt rows in between all our compost material, and then covered our compost in about a foot of wood chips, which they were mostly broken down at the time. But yeah, it did wonderfully. I'm talking like whole birds and everything that were too old and had to go. Turkeys, chickens, geese, everything. Just whole birds, right in the garden. And it broke down, over the year. And right now there is nothing left there except for compost and wood chips. Yeah, Missy. Oh, you're happy that you got the Dogman book from the library? That's good. I'm glad you guys went. Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, child. I know. Well, when I'm done with this, I need to make food because it is getting late in the morning and everybody's gonna be hungry soon. But we will find a time for me to read you a book, okay? It might not be this morning, but we'll find time, okay? Oh, you want to show me something? All right, real quick, because I gotta continue on dishes. What you got? Watch out. All right, what you got in there? Oh, that's silly. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't play with aerosol cans. Aerosol cans, spray cans. That's silly. The cat erased himself with spray paint. All right, here we go. Get our drying towels laid out. Yeah. Okay, off you go, silly. Watch out. Okay. This lady's out over here.
And then the cat.
Oh, yeah? That sounds very silly. But yeah, if you guys ever have any questions about, composting or, natural gardening, I highly recommend Paul Gauchi's information. He has a movie out called Back to Eden Gardening, or you might be able to check out backtoeden.com. So that was a big inspiration for our business. We actually named it Back to Eden. Yeah. And that was kind of like the catalyst that really launched us into the all-natural space. So, yeah, it's great stuff. But yeah, if you guys have questions, let me know. It's not often I get to pull that knowledge out of my dome and actually use it. Oh, that's silly, but that doesn't look very nice. You shouldn't go around pulling people's pants down just because they can't see you. Okay, off you go, Missy. I need to finish dishes, okay? Let's see, what was my business? Matthew, we did all natural landscaping. Everything from mowing grass, not that that's all natural, but that was just an added service. But we did a lot of mulching, composting. We set up a few Back to Eden style gardens. Had a few construction projects. But in the end, it kind of turned into just regular landscaping. There wasn't a huge demand for it. There was a huge demand for one particular service that if I did get back into that space, that is all that I would do because it's highly profitable, very easy to do, and I can outsource the actual execution of it and not have to buy, a $500,000 machine to do it. And yeah, all I gotta say is prepaid all natural fertilization for the year. and show some pictures, and people start signing on the dotted line, prepaying for the entire year's worth of services. Yep. Izzy, I've got to do dishes, okay? I'll look at your book later. But yeah, so that's what we did. I started developing some of our own products. Like I had a vinegar-based weed killer. Oh, not a weed killer, but you know, it would destroy the weeds. That wasn't super profitable because of the scale that I was having to buy things in. I was having to buy the vinegar by the gallon, which gets very expensive. If I could have bought it by the IBC tote, I could have made that work, but I just didn't have the funds to plunk down on, 300 gallons worth of acetyl vinegar or acetic acid. So like 99% vinegar. Some really nasty stuff. I developed our own compost tea based off of rabbit manure. And that was highly, highly effective. Oh my goodness. That was great stuff. Say boo-hoo. I don't know, it's just kind of like a sound. It's like when you're crying. That's what it is there. But yeah, so, and with the current situation with the VA, I'm being given the time to rest and recover that I've needed since I got out. I mean, well, let's just fully get into the weeds here. So after I got out, I got a regular corporate job, and that ended abysmally after a couple years. I mean, it was a constant struggle just to try and stay employed. And then even running our own business, I wasn't able to really keep that going because of my issues. So the VA's determined that I need to be retired for a certain amount of time until I can regain that capability. Yeah. Israel, please take it somewhere else, okay? I'm busy right now. Thank you. So, yeah, but in a perfect world, if I was able to get back into it, that's exactly what I would do. Then again, in an ideal world, I would have never had to get out of our business. And, I'd be in a much different situation right now than I am. So, yeah, that's neither here nor there. That's kind of a heavy topic for such a beautiful morning. But yeah, so, but alas, here I am, just sharing my knowledge out here for free. Same way I gained it. Quite a bit of effort that went into learning it, but I have always given out such information for free without holding back. And if I can help benefit somebody else's life in some way, then mission accomplished. And I feel that, I have a duty to spread this knowledge. So yeah, take that for what you will. But yeah, so life changed. I needed to focus here. I wasn't able to maintain the business, and so we closed it. So that is the long and short of what was our business there, Matthew. Hope I got you your info, what you were curious about. So, yeah, we'll see how long we're going to be here. And if we're going to be here, past this year, then you guys will probably get to see some of that all natural gardening stuff in effect. Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to do chickens this year or not. I'm thinking we might do a small garden, although I really just need to clean up outside in general. So we'll see what happens. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if it was up to me, we would be moving right now instead of me sitting here doing dishes again. But it's not entirely up to me. So, yeah, I don't know what the future will bring. All I know is right now, these dishes need to get done and food needs to get made. So, that is where I am. Alright, let's get that down in there so it can dry as well. See if I can get this all pumped out. Get that off. Where'd my thingy go? Oh, that pump is actually locked up. Alright, well, I'll clean that the best I can. And then maybe the wife can tell me the secret of using this. Oh, did I just get it? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Pop that back in there. Let it let it dry. See, I'm going to buy some of that splatter Kydex and get a shot at making a holster out of it. Well, Matthew, I can tell you right now, I know from a very reliable source, that if you can make a reliable holster with a flat back on it, you got yourself a business. There's a few options out there, but from what I'm told, they are very lacking. So if you can fill that niche, I'm sure there are thousands of people out there with a fupa that would love to patron you. So shh, don't tell no one, Evan. That's my plan. Hey, Matthew, it's all yours. You know, it's out there. Plenty of people said it before me. So I don't see 10,000 people here trying to steal your idea. But yeah, get after it, man. Let me know. We can do a thing. I've considered it, but I don't need another hobby. I've got enough going on. I'd rather just buy one and be done with it. But yeah, I played around with the idea of making things out of Kydex before, and I always ended up just buying stuff. But yeah, if you're going to do that, start building your social media presence, record it, you know, just document it, and that will only benefit you, man. You know, whatever phone you got, just record it. You know, just lots of footage of it. And even if you don't use it, just hang on to it for a while. Because if it turns into a thing, it'll be the ace up your sleeve. Alright. Let's get this drained and refilled. You know what? I've got this gallon jar here that needs to get filled. Let's not break this. There we go. Oh, there's something there too. Okay. But yeah, I mean, best I can tell right now, back on the business topic, I'm probably not going to try to start anything. And even this YouTube stuff right now, it's just something I'm having fun with. Yeah, it's just kind of a creative outlet for me. It's not something I've really had too much in the past. And I find that is its own reward. I don't expect it to ever, you know, pay for itself in any meaningful way or, you know, at all. But if I can have fun with it, that's my plan. See, thinking back, I wish I recorded the building of my shop. I only took pictures. See, I can't see that. That heart's in the way. But it would have been pretty dope content. Well, hey, pictures work. And if you can get your voiceover on point and intermix it with some B-roll of just in your shop and how you lay things out, I'm sure you can get quite the video out of it even still. Even if you don't have video of it specifically, you know, you can still weave a story and a narrative. And that's all people want. People want a good story told in a good way. And if you can deliver on that, man, you're gold right there. Doesn't have to be anything crazy or high production. It just has to be good. People want to be entertained. And that's why people are here. All right. We're getting there, gentlemen. We're getting there. Pots and pans here soon. Let's see, do I have any more glassware in here? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and drain that. Throw our screen back in there. Start on this gallon jug. All right. But yeah, speaking of content and whatnot, I'm actually going to be running an experiment to try and prove a theory that somebody has. And so I am banking as much footage as I can right now. And then I'm going to release it all at a very, very high rate. So it should be quite interesting. So kind of the lull in data right now is good. It says Weenie Wars. Talking about hot dogs. So it should be quite interesting because it's been, you know, probably a couple weeks now since I uploaded any shorts. So when I actually get some out, it'll probably be a good month. Good Lord, 5 weeks maybe since the last shorts came out. So I'm going to use that to kickstart things. And if the theory is correct and I can produce some quality shorts, it should be quite the interesting thing to see. Might kind of reset the quote-unquote conventional wisdom on building a YouTube channel. Because, I mean, a lot of the stuff they say is, you know, just get out, start making them, and, you know, you'll get better, which, you know, is true. You know, I made maybe 24 shorts or so, something like that. And, you know, that kind of gave me the feel for my flow and what I'm looking for, helped me kind of develop that stuff. And after that, you know, as you guys have noticed, I went dark on uploading. And I think that was a good thing. You know, got enough in to get my feet wet and to understand a little bit of what I'm doing. And then we will see if just a pump and dump of content will change things in any meaningful way. Hey, buddy, you're awake. You're hungry? Yeah, I know. I'm almost done with dishes. And then we will get started on food, okay? But yeah, it will be quite the fun experiment. I'm looking forward to it. Alrighty then. I might just have to do a short on that exactly. Yeah, why not? Get some B-roll of other people spouting out all sorts of nonsense. about the quote-unquote best way. Just get out there and do it. Just make 1,000 videos. Easier said than done. But there is a certain expectation of competency when it comes to doing that high of a volume of just production in any realm. And, you know, they say, I think it's like a few thousand hours of doing anything and you become an expert at it. Yeah, a few thousand hours. I think that was right. But yeah, it'll take a while to get there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this shall do. And, you know, I definitely appreciate you all being here. You know, those of you that are just watching, observing, you know, listening in, you know, being feds in the background. But yeah, I appreciate you all. But yeah, interesting times to come. And we will see what happens here in the coming days in YouTube land. Phil, I'm stalking. Yes, Phil, I know. You're always around, man. Always around. I appreciate you. It's nothing worse than, you know, starting a stream and then just nobody shows up, man. So, yeah. Definitely appreciate you stopping in so diligently. I get the feeling that, you know, 3 out of the other 5 people that are here are probably my family members. Just stalking in the background, not wanting to intrude. Okay. Let's see, Matthew, I'm listening at work with earbuds in. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've done that plenty of times. Plenty of times. And you know what? It's probably counting my iPad here as one of the viewers. So that means it's probably my mom is viewer number 5. Alright, even though I just washed this is still going to go in the dishwasher. It could be cleaner. Okay. Let's get these done. Alright. Alright, let's see. I might have to pop off here in about 10 minutes. I am getting calls from up above that my assistance is needed. So let's wrap up these pots here and those cast irons and the wok. And then we will wrap for the day, even though, you know, we still got a couple things left over here. Hey, Missy, can you let Mommy know that I'll be up there in just a minute? No, please go let her know. Okay? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Totally missed the bowl there. Let's get a little bit more of a shift here. See if we can take some of that glare out from that window. Customer, be right back. Go forth and conquer, Phil. All right. Oh, you know what? I need to get this cleaned. This is the tank for the Levo C. This is what I do the oil infusing in right now, or that I do it with. Got one batch under my belt. Results have been promising. So let's get this thing cleaned and up and running again. And you know, when I did it, I didn't even do a full batch. Looking at it, I could have fit another, 50% more or 100% more of actual herbs. So if we can get that kind of results with this strainer basket only being half full, making me think I should maybe run it again. I mean, the herb doesn't cost anything. I've got a whole, gallon of it sitting over there. That would be interesting to see what would happen if I did run it a second time in there. But yeah, I don't want to use too much more of that olive oil for this. I went and found the avocado oil that I'm needing. And I searched wide and far on the interwebs for good quality organic avocado oil. And honestly, the second best price I found was actually at Costco. Paid, within $3 of buying a 5-gallon jug of it on the internet. So I figured that was worth it to just buy it there. Missy, did you go talk to your mother? Thank you. So, Costco for the win. What? Alright, let's get this empty. Might be a bit of a pain to clean out. Alright, let's get it in there. See how we doing. Yeah, that's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Down there into the corners. Okay. Oh, where'd my compost go? There it is. Wash the rest of this down. Clean these out while I'm at it. There we go. Okay, let's start on these cast irons. Clear this off real quick. Load them up. Let those heat up. Get a walk in here. Make sure this is cleaned out from any soap. And just scrub. Come on. There we go. Good in there. Yeah, last night the wife and I were trying to watch a movie that was rented from the local library, and I got reminded very quickly why I hate DVDs and Blu-rays. Once those darn discs get scratched, it is absolutely miserable trying to watch anything on them. We were trying to watch Mad Max, the new one, and we probably missed out on 30 minutes of the movie just from having to skip stuff and from it skipping stuff for us. I think I can be happy not going down that road again. There we go. You know what? Let's get this cleaned real quick. Give you guys a little bump there. Compost coffee grinds. There we go. Keep as much of that out of the drain as I can. Okay. We will get some more cold brew started here. Out of all the things I've tried for the pre-workout over the past, couple of weeks, honestly, I think I like just some cold coffee the best. Seems to give me quite the burst of energy, and puts me in a pretty good mood, actually. I've tried, the 5 hours and some of the commercially available stuff, and I think just coffee. Might see if I can just dehydrate some brewed coffee, just so I have some instant coffee just sitting there, and I can just mix some up in a little bit of water before I on my way out the door. That would be good, kind of mega batch it. See, that walk over there is almost done. Watching a cat run around outside. Queer creatures, those cats. Alright, I think that'll be it. Spray this out one more time. Get those cast irons oiled. They're just about dry. Okay. Disposal. Let that go. Wash everything down the drain for me. Yeah, every time I'm doing dishes or I run the disposal or whatnot, I always make sure to let the water run for a minute, because I find that keeps my pipes clearer, and then I'm not trying to rinse down a whole bunch of random gunk with half an ounce of water. All right, let's heat up our towel here. There we go. That should be good. All right. You know your cast iron and carbon steel is hot enough to receive the oil when you put it on, and it gets you to a light smoke. This one's smoking a little bit too much, but the other ones seem perfect. And those will cure nicely. I'll burn myself here. But yeah, there we go. Those are done. All right, gents. Any ladies that may be here? That's it for the day. I've got to go on and do other things. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and you know, get out there and get it done.